Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, how are we getting on? So, PlayStation 4 players have mods at long last, and now that they've been out for a couple of days, I've had a bit of time to have a look at them. I thought I'd outline my thoughts and feelings on them, show you the mods that I've been playing with, and give you a few tips and tricks that I've picked up as well. So, as always, hit those buttons if you'd like to, and let's get stuck in. So, the first thing I'd like to do is reiterate what a few of my favourite YouTubers have said, which is back up your saves. Seriously, go and do it right now if you haven't done it already, because you're liable to cause yourself problems with mods if you don't. So, I will wait while you go and do it. Okay, done? Right. So, there's been some debate on Reddit as to whether or not this is a good thing, and whether or not it's going to be the end of unmodded builds for Fallout, and personally to a large extent I suspect it will. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. The mods give us a lot more tools to use, and I'm certainly looking forward to having those to play with. And I don't think it's going to so much diminish people's creativity. It seemed to be a fear a few people had. But I think it should create some new and interesting builds. For me, I've got a few mods that I want to use, and I'm looking forward to playing around with. I've been enjoying them a lot over the last couple of days. And I'm going to endeavour to stick to mods that won't break the immersion too much, and just give us a bit more to play with. I'll try and build in a manner that will be, if not directly repeatable, people without mods, they'll be able to do something in a similar vein. You know, when I did my stronghold build at Coastal Cottage a while ago, things like I didn't have so many junk objects to glitch in, but I managed to glitch furniture into the walls and stuff like that, bookcases and filing cabinets and stuff like that. I think I did it at Red Rocket as well. So that sort of thing will be doable, even if you can't necessarily use the same pieces without mods. So hopefully we'll manage to keep that appealing to everybody. I know I don't particularly watch a lot of modded builds myself either. So, begs the question, what mods am I using then? First up we have Unlocked Settlement Objects by Andrew CX. And this is, I think, my favourite mod of all the ones I've looked at so far. It's the first one I got hold of. And to be completely honest, it's massive and getting bigger every day as well. He's releasing pretty much daily updates at the moment, as he's adding more and more of the in-game textures and objects into the game, which is giving us absolutely tons of stuff to work with. You can see a few bits and pieces of it here, a few extra beds there, and just a bare snapshot of some of the things that this fella's put into the mod. And it's absolutely blowing me away. The thing's huge. I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in with some of the stuff on here. So many different things I can use them for and ideas. Got things like Institute furniture in there as well, which is pretty awesome, although I can't really see it fitting in many of my settlements. Possibly if I went back and updated my hospital build, but I don't really see myself doing that much. And you've got some loads of benches and all sorts of some of the stuff this mod's added so far is absolutely nuts. Which is kind of ironic because there's stuff you can add in with this mod that's actually can be scrapped and removed with another mod I'm going to talk about in a minute. Got some of the ammo boxes, stuff like that now. The various containers you've got. I know a few people have been overjoyed about the chem boxes, which are somewhere under this tab. We've got fridges, we've got washing machines. Literally anything you'd see kicking around just about anywhere in the game normally he's trying to pull into the mod, and he's started updating with plugins for the various DLCs as well now. Wasteland Workshop I think it was, he's just released as well. That's just the beginning. So it's really an astounding amount of work he's put into this. It boggles the mind how he even finds the time to do it, but it's incredibly impressive and I'm so blown away by it. I can't praise this particular mod highly enough. Absolutely fantastic. So we've also got waving flags there, which I've seen in a few builds, which I'm really happy about. Very much looking forward to replacing some of the static ones and some of the more annoying tricks I've had to do to put flags in with that. some hospital lights, which unfortunately don't light up, I don't think. Which is a bit of a pity. They do look the part. A lot of the stuff being added is quite clean stuff, or a mixture of both. Clean and beaten up versions. But, I can't see myself using the clean stuff too much, because after all it is a wasteland and I do want to keep things looking reasonably appropriate for post-war Commonwealth. Another thing, he's been adding little captions as we're going along to certain items that can't be scrapped again once they've been placed, so it's something that you should make sure you're doing your reading on as well, which is good advice anyway. So the second mod I've been enjoying is Freemaker, which is also by Andrew CX, which is basically an out and out cheat mod that allows you to go up to a chemistry station and basically create any item in the game you like for 0 cost, which is a little bit immersion breaking. I'm a little bit hesitant around it, but you've just got to, if it such doesn't bother you anyway, choose not to use and abuse it. For me it's particularly useful because it provides junk for free without having to spend hours hunting around for it, and provide building materials as well, which should cut down the build times for various projects I've got coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. You can also use it to build things like armour, clothing and weapons. I've actually got a couple of mods that do that, but I'm not really wanting to go down that road too much, as I say, it's a bit too much of a cheat for my taste. Sure, I still want to play the game, abusing it to hell really. Not that I condemn anybody who does want to do that, but I don't particularly want to. There we go, all the shipments that you can get there, which I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into. Which leads neatly into the next mod I've got, which I know a lot of people are excited about this. OC Decorator has come to PS4. So we've got 2 versions of it that have been ported over by Xion, and I believe it was originally, or currently owned or possessed by a Bokian Knight. So massive props to those two for creating and porting that across. Which, OC Decorators basically allows you to take your junk items and put them down in not quite anywhere you like. There's a few bugs on that one. And turn them into static objects, I should say. Which basically means neither you nor your settlers nor your companions can knock them about the place. And they also won't go flying off or disappearing or whatever else they've been doing in previous builds. So that is going to make life a lot easier and keep the settlements looking a lot better, and I'm over the moon about it. It has its own section in the build menu, so you just need to run to the end of the various tabs and find the OC Decorator tab. You need to have the item, in most cases anyway, already in your workshop or inventory in order to place it using OC Decorator, but if you've got Freemaker, anything you might want to get that you haven't already got, you can just pull out that way. So those two in conjunction will make decorating settlements so much easier. As you can see, they just slot into place, simple as you like, and become permanent objects. And once they're there, you can still scrap them, pick them up and move them around. They have to be in the workshop, of course. And it should be an absolute godsend for anybody who likes making the settlements look a little bit more finished. Normally decorating drives me absolutely crazy, so I don't tend to do it too much. This should make life a lot easier. You see them, can't even knock them around with a gun in the hand. I will link in the description to a video Stacey Plays Fallout has made. She's first off the mark, and she's got little tips and tricks on OC Decorator that will make it a lot easier for you to get the most out of it. So, there's a little mod here by Stormlord, which is dead simple but an absolute godsend and very popular with those of us building videos up on YouTube, and that's clear weather for the Commonwealth, only clear weather, which does exactly what it says on the tin. You get bright sunny days that look like this, you get day and night, but no rain, no rad storms, nothing. Which, not really what you want if you want to experience the game fully, but for when you're building, just switch this on and away you go. It's absolutely brilliant. And you get a cheeky little look at what I'm working on at the moment. add into the bargain. So yeah, I think there's quite a few of us are very happy with that little mod. And the next one is Scrap Skeletons, Ghouls, Plants and More by 3Elric, I believe is pronounced. Taking a bit of a guess there. Which, again, another mod does exactly what it says on the tin. It allows you to just clean up your settlements, scrap all sorts of things for various resources. And we're here in Sanctuary, you can see just on the road to Vault 111, all those trees that you can't normally scrap. And these hedges that just get in the way when you're building around the outside as well, you can scrap those now as well. But good advice in general is to take this with a bit of caution, because it's very easy to go to town and scrap everything and have a very clean looking settlement, but you lose a lot of the textures, a lot of the life and a lot of the sort of post-war destruction look. So if that's what you want, fine, go for it, but you may want to think long and hard before you do that. So you can see here, another great thing about it, despite the fact I've already repaired these houses, put the floors in, put ceilings on as well, not that you can see them, but I can still just grab the stuff I want to get rid of straight through the floor without any worries from the floor pieces going anywhere, and just clean it out, which is absolutely brilliant. We're outside of the Soul Survivor house here, and yep, all the vines and stuff that's overgrown on it, and the hedges Codsworth was trimming early on, clear out all of that. Absolutely brilliant. Not quite sure what Dogmeat's doing there, chilling out in the sun from the look of it. So, the next big one is one that's sort of sitting in the background and you won't see much of. It's sort of related to the Freemaker one. It's another mod by Andrew CX. You may notice I'm quite a fan of his work at the moment. And that is UCO, the Unified Clothing Overhaul. And it has to use the Armour and Weapons Keywords Community Resource as a basis. And together they allow you to build and modify, for costing resources admittedly. It's not quite the total cheat the other one is, but there we go. Anyway, build and modify just about any piece of armour or clothing or weapon in the game. And obviously if you've got this installed you can do it straight out of the vault, which I won't be doing. So the only reason I picked this up is because for quite a while now I've wanted to be able to ballistic weave the Minuteman General's armour, which you can see I'm wearing there, because I picked it up reasonably early on and rapidly outgrew it. It just wasn't providing anything like enough protection for the character, which was really annoying because I wanted him from day one to be wearing that gear. So for role playing reasons I've now been able to beef that up and make it a viable late game, end game armour. So I'm not getting slaughtered every 5 minutes because I'm basically running in there all but naked. But if you are into this sort of thing, it also provides Vault-Tec armour, that sort of thing, so you can wear that if you'd like. And there's a range of costumes there that you can put onto your character and onto various companions as well. There's costumes for Dogmeat there. And will change the look of the character as well. You've got armour for Strong and Super Mutants and other sorts of things as well. It's a little limited by the restrictions Sony have put on PS4 mods, but it does work very well. You see here the sort of things you can do with UCO, which includes wearing glasses, hats, and masks and face wraps, that sort of thing. Gas masks all at once, as well as mixing up the colour schemes and the legendary effects. So, that's my main mods. We'll have a look at a few little things I picked up that you can do with some of the items that are particularly added by unlocked settlement objects. So we've got a destroyed car here that I've put down, and you can't do much with it once you put it down on the surface of it because it goes yellow. But you can use the pillar to hold all and move it around like that, and position where you want. You can scrap or store it as well, but they won't rug glitch very easily. At least so far I haven't managed to make it work. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks. And things like these tyres are really annoying as well. They will rug glitch just about, but it comes with a big problem if you do it. You see the sandbags are a lot more cooperative. They'll sit nicely. Again, they go yellow and you can't do much with them, but They will sit on a rug, and you can rug glitch them. You see there, it's going right through the junk fence of suck down and the car as well without any difficulties. However, as soon as you take the rug away, they vanish. And as far as I can tell, they don't shoot either downwards or upwards, so they're just gone. And they don't seem to reappear in your building menu either, which is slightly annoying. It basically means you've wasted the, well, actually it's only one bottle cap at the minute, but still. What I'm doing there is just trying to see if it's sunk into the ground and I just can't see it, and try and, you know, use hold all to pull it back out again, but it's just nowhere to be found, unless it's disappeared into the sky and I just haven't noticed. These smaller sandbags, individual sandbags, are actually quite useful on their own, because you can put them together in various shapes and stacks, and then glitch the whole stack in using the hold all pillar glitch. That works quite well. It's a lot more forgiving and a lot more versatile. If you use a large rug like this, and presumably it can be done with a smaller one if you fiddle with it enough, but you can see we can actually rug glitch the rows of tyres. As far as I can tell, this applies to a lot of other objects as well, but I've only had so much time to play with it. So you can see it will go in, but same problem. And of course it leaves the rug sticking out in a ridiculous manner. So what you can do, if you get it right anyway, is position your objects onto the rugs. I'm going to catch up with myself. And then bury the rugs into the ground. Which is what I do when I'm doing long junk fences. I just leave the rugs there, just out of sight. It costs a bit in cloth, but it does work. It's not an ideal solution, but it stops the thing jumping around. I know supposedly if you quick travel away and then come back and remove the rug later, sometimes you can stop them from sinking down or whatever, but I've never had any luck with that particular technique, so this is the way I do it. So you can see, it looks absolutely fine. Can't see the rug. Problem more or less solved. It's a little bit limiting, but it works. So put it up against the junk fence in just a second and you can see it looks a nice neat bit of extra texture, bit of reinforcement for the thing, which I'm very much looking forward to using. The other thing I'm going to try and do is probably build big junky walls around County Crossing, which is where we are at the moment. The sort of stuff you find over by the National Guard training yard. So I'll be working on how stuff glitches together on that one. Hopefully we'll come up with something that works quite well. I suspect it'll be a case of put down the modded objects and then glitch non-modded stuff into it. But anyway, thank you very much for watching as always, and if you like, hit those buttons. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook as well at /DarthXionGames, and I will be speaking to you on Friday as usual. Thank you very much.